Patagonia's FY2025 Climate Risk Report reveals a supply chain under pressure. Patagonia published its first formal climate risk assessment in late 2025, filed under California SB 261 and aligned with the TCFD framework. For a $1.47 billion apparel company with a global sourcing network, the disclosure is notable for what it actually quantifies, not just what the company aspires to. 99% of Patagonia's emissions come from places it doesn't directly control. Scope 3 emissions account for nearly 99% of Patagonia's total annual GHG output, with 86% coming specifically from textile manufacturing, raw material sourcing, fiber processing, and fabric production. The company's own stores, offices, and distribution centers generated just 1,428 metric tons in FY25. Total company emissions were 182,646 metric tons. Patagonia's manufacturing network runs through Vietnam, Taiwan, China, Japan, and India. Those same regions dominate the physical risk findings. Flooding, tropical cyclones, and sea level rise are rated the highest physical hazards across both moderate and high emissions climate scenarios, threatening operations across Southeast Asia, the Netherlands, and the U.S. Northeast through the end of the century. Wildfire risk is flagged for California and Nevada, where Patagonia's headquarters and primary distribution centers sit. On the transition side, near-term regulatory pressure dominates. Tightening GHG disclosure rules, product labeling requirements, and recycled content standards are all rated short to medium-term risks. Patagonia views its existing sustainability infrastructure as a competitive hedge against these pressures, though it explicitly flags reputational risk if climate claims aren't backed by measurable progress. Patagonia's SBTI-validated targets call for 80% reduction in Scope 1 and 2 emissions by FY 2030 and a 90% reduction across all scopes by FY 2040, 10 years ahead of the standard SBTI net zero timeline. Scope 1 and 2 are largely addressed. The company reached 98% renewable electricity adoption in FY25. Scope 3 is the hard problem. The report is candid that limited renewable energy availability in supplier regions is a real constraint, one no single brand can solve unilaterally. For sustainability and procurement teams at other companies, this report is a practical reference for what TCFD-aligned disclosure looks like when done with geographic and operational specificity. It also signals where the bar is moving. Regulators, investors, and peers are increasingly expecting climate risk mapped to specific locations and hazards, not managed as a general reputational concern. You've been listening to Sustainability Soundbites by Environment and Energy Leader. For partnership opportunities, please reach out to our team.